Hi, it's Deborah. I was thinking about this odd old memory today, and I wanted to share it with you because it just made sense and the whole overall scheme of things. But I was thinking back to right after college where I moved back home with my mom, and I remember this beautiful summer day with this, it was really warm out and there was a breeze coming through, and I was in my car driving down the lakefront with the windows open. I'm sure I had my tunes cranked as loud as they possibly could, and I was singing and thinking about, was I going to take that interview? Was I going to do another one or take that job offer or do another interview? What I was going to wear out with some friends that night, what I might have been eating, and the point being is that I noticed I had all this time to think. It's just really kind of the luxury of time to think about what was right for me. And ironically, when I think back then, I think about how confident I was. It's kind of funny that there had been no huge major accomplishments, but I had felt so confident. And I think about that because, that voice in your head, that voice that you just, had the luxury of time to think about is really you. So it's like a time of your life you're completely, authentically you. And then things get added into your life. You get married or have a significant other or kids or career, clients, whatever it is, and life gets really full. And the first thing you do is you start minimizing yourself. And all that luxury of time to keep figuring out what was right for you is now given to your kids or your clients or wherever else that time and energy is going to. So you start getting overwhelmed, and it doesn't get better, it gets worse, because as you get older, more and more comes your way. There were so many things as your kids go to school and they go on to college, and suddenly you're at that point in your life and you're a little stuck because you got so much overwhelm going on. Not only have you been so busy that you've minimized yourself and who you are, but I know in my case, I started appeasing everyone around me. It was easier for me to just say, okay, yeah, I'll do that. Or yeah, sure, let's kick that restaurant. Oh yeah, that's where you want to go? Okay, fine. Because it was easier, and it was easier for me to get everything done in the day if I just did what everybody else wanted to do and got everything done for everyone else. But the problem with that is when you don't take any time to listen to those thoughts, to redirect your thoughts to what you want to do, you also start listening to other people. Well, you should, did you take that job? Did you, your kid should be in that class or wear that clothes, or are they doing dance or softball or soccer? You start listening to everybody else because you're no longer taking the time to align with who you are inside. And honestly, it just gets you stuck. You're so overwhelmed with everything going on in your life and so overwhelmed with who's telling you what to do where, and then living up to that expectation because you're no longer listening to that voice in your head. You're now listening and trying to unconsciously, not intentionally, but you're living up to whoever you think that person thinks you are. It's, you've got one voice with your husband and one voice with your, clients, your boss, and you've got that one voice that just comes out, maybe the other women or whoever, because that's who you think they think you should be, instead of listening to that voice in your head that's actually you. And so, it's all kind of connected. When you're no longer listening to that voice, you're not as confident. When you've minimized the time that you take to take care of you, you start feeling stuck because you're just full. And so the only way to shift that energy is to shift that stuckness, is to release some of that stuff and create some space in your life. Create some space and take some time to go back in and listen within. And, I think about back to that car drive, the energy is flowing, the music is going, the wind is coming in, I'm thinking about my life. There is an energy flow, that vibrational frequency is high, you're confident, you're on fire, you're feeling great. And suddenly you move to a space where you're overwhelmed and stuck and the energy doesn't flow anymore. And that's what's missing. So how do you get back there is really what this is all about, getting you back to that place where you listen to those thoughts in your head, listen to you, pull that real you, that authentic piece back out to the forefront. And it's much easier than it sounds. It's just creating space. The number one way to do it is through journaling. So if you want to take a piece of paper out now or get a page on your computer right now, that would be great. And just write down some thoughts that are in your head. What's going on in there? And to get started, or wherever you are in the spectrum, sometimes that's hard. Honestly, sometimes I have to force myself still too. But if I ever have to force myself, here's my trick. Start writing down the things you're grateful for. Because not only will that energy start moving, manifestation starts with appreciating and feeling, gratitude for where you are right now. The universe wants to give you everything, but not until you see what's right in front of you. So if you're not journaling now, just write down 10 things you're grateful for. It's so easy. I'm grateful to be talking to you. I'm grateful for my home, food, clothes, my family, my kids, my husband, my sister, my mom, my car, the opportunity to talk and think and connect and change and evolve, it just keeps going on. And once you start that flow of writing, it opens white mental space. It opens and it starts releasing so you can bring in new thoughts. And if you do it with gratitude, if you're starting and just, writing things you're so grateful for, there's some power there, because then, you're releasing all this stuff. You're still creating that white mental space, and you're bringing in all these positive thoughts. And so you can even take that one step further, because honestly, by this time in your life, there's a lot of women who haven't thought about what they actually want to do. You had this thought in your head of maybe where you thought you'd be at this point in time. What you really need to do is start right now today. Well, what is it? What's that ultimate goal you wanted to get to? It doesn't have to be perfect, especially if you haven't done it in a while. What is the goal? Because, you're going down a path anyways. So you might as well start writing a goal and, have the universe start direct you back there. It's releasing and opening space. And then the second part of that is writing down where you want to go. So, as you're moving through your day, and if you find that you've somehow gone off course, you can redirect yourself right back in. But it's much better, since you're going somewhere anyways, to intentionally do it, to consciously create where you're going. So that's one thing, is just journaling. But anywhere you declutter in your life, declutter your closet. What's been in there for 10 years, you're not wearing, you don't fit, you don't fit into, is not in style anymore. Open that space. Put in things, just the clothing you love. So when you go in there, you feel good. It's recreating that time to think about what works for you. It's listening to that voice inside your head. It's strengthening who you are. And it's, creating that energy flow and that vibrational frequency that allows the stuckness that you're feeling and the uncertainty that you're feeling to kind of just wash away. I was so stuck for so many years, and what I found is when I started releasing through journaling, through writing, through gratitude, through forgiveness, through working out, through meditation, walking, being in nature. You can just go on and on. There's so many ways to create space in your life and bring in the powerful, realness of who you are. But what happens is that confidence returns, and you find out you don't need to be anything. You are enough right now, and just start directing your thoughts and your life toward the goals that you really want to go. And I think I kind of get that messed up, but when I think about what it does to you and how you stand taller just by being who you are, everything around you changes. Everything around you shifts. Your significant other, the people you love, start treating you different. I swore that if I ever got past that stuckness and that feeling of uncertainty and just kind of ickiness, that I would help as many people, as many women, as many people as I could. And it's just these little simple shifts, it's simple steps every day to get you going on your path. So sign up for my mailing list. Let's get connected. I'm so excited to be talking to you. At any time, feel free to private message me. I'd love to talk to you, and I hope to talk with you soon. Thank you so much. Have a great day wherever you are in the world.